Brother Rokk. Welcome to my channel. I want to tell you about the most interesting things that happened to me this week, and then we'll go check my mail. So, oh yeah, I'm going to draw attention to my piercing jewelry today. This, of course, you know what they are, right? They are dangling pot leaves, and they aren't new, but they're probably the newest piece of jewelry that I got. And this felt like the outfit to wear with them because the colors matched and because I'm bearing a lot of midriff today. So, I guess we'll start with going out to the park on Saturday morning. And that was kind of pleasant. I had a real good cup of coffee there, and then I saw some friends there, and I went to Red Door. I had another cup of coffee there, and one thing that I didn't care for is that there was this one chick that had Tourette's or something. Except in addition to random outbursts, she was swinging her arms around. And this was making me feel really uncomfortable because I'm just trying to drink my cup of coffee in peace. And she's swinging her arms around kind of like you would be in a mosh pit and everything. And if I'm not expecting a certain sound, I don't want to be getting a hot shower, okay? And I was wearing light colors at the time. And I was really getting on my last nerve. And I could have just walked to a further away table or something, and I considered doing that. And I said, you know what, it'd be better for me to just get on out of here, and I did. And I went home, and then eventually Saturday night I actually went to the boardwalk for a few brief minutes. I went down to Tropicana. It was a really lovely night, the kind of night where you don't need to bring a jacket with you or anything, but I saw a friend of mine who was in kind of a foul mood, and I started to tell him a story, and he said he really didn't care to hear it, and it wasn't the kind of response that I expected to hear from somebody. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to give you your space, and we haven't spoken since. So I thought that was really snippy and really rude, but you know what, whatever. So I haven't been over in that particular hangout spot ever since, because I'm thinking, no, that's okay. So then the day that we were supposed to pay the rent, I paid rent. I rang the doorbell and ended up standing out there for like 10 minutes in the sun, and they never responded. So they said, oh, don't. I told my mom about it. She called them. They said, don't worry about it. Show up Monday. So, meanwhile, I've been told that to expect a package delivery at any time after the 18th. And today, by the way, is the 18th. The day that I am filming this, and the day I'm going to post it is going to be sometime on Monday night or early Tuesday, but hopefully Monday night. So, all of a sudden, I'm thinking, oh, I have to track this by the United States Postal Service, okay? And then they're finally saying that expect a package. Meanwhile, I have to go and pay the rent. Well, they say, okay, come back Monday. And today's Monday, and early in the morning I decided not to deal with the line BS, even though I later saw a sign saying that they weren't doing anything involving the line this morning. So I once again go and try to pay the rent about around noon. So today I rang the doorbell. Rang it repeatedly. Nobody knows how to answer a door, right? I'm thinking, what the hell? Because I really shouldn't be away from my house because I'm expecting a package. And you don't want to, especially since they don't call as soon as they ring the doorbell. Very, very rarely do they do that. They just ring the doorbell, and you better damn well run down there and answer the door. So I'm trying to pay the rent, and there's nobody answering. And so finally I gave up and I came back home, right? And I'm still monitoring this track a package thing, and it's saying basically that it's supposed to be here in town, but I've seen things here in town and you still don't get it for a week. And then I'm thinking, let me try one more time. So I ran up the street, and to where you go to pay the bill, and I rang the doorbell a couple of times, and the guy actually answered the door. I got he paid him the rent. I got the receipt and everything. Came back here. So I'm thinking, what the heck? Oh, by the way, this is the honey that I'm using to sweeten this tea. So you want to know how this all played out. So, well, behind the scenes, what you don't know is I've been going back on this site called Temu. And it's a site, it is a shopping site, and I figured, after the Chinese tariffs and everything, it's no longer going to be a cheap site and everything. And plus, you have to deal with the patience of waiting for the slow boat from China kind of stuff. Even though I've had pretty good success with the trinkets and stuff that I've gotten from there. So, but I've been looking at things there, things that I thought were useful for my life and my wants and needs, and also thinking about this YouTube channel, because some of the things that I do aren't just for me. I'm thinking it's going to work for the channel somehow. Like, okay, when I think about the clothes that I wear, a lot of times I'm thinking, oh, this is a video, this is a video, this is a video. I know that something's definitely going to be in a video. This, by the way, I want to talk about this. Today, on the news, Ukraine is very much, you see he's on the television and everything. He's in the White House talking to Trump today. And you probably know the sunflower is Ukraine's state flower, or the official flower, and the official symbol. And so sunflowers mean a lot to the people of Ukraine, and I really feel for them, what they're going through, the suffering in this war. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. So, now the rent's paid. We got one less thing to worry about. I can rest easy, relax. And I'm checking the USPS thing, and it says package delivered. And so I'm thinking, oh man, don't tell me it was dropped off on a corner or something or whatever, and anybody could see something and walk off with it and anything, but it says no, delivered in the mailbox. Well, guess what? Something is in the mailbox. Wanna see? This channel means a lot to me, and I am on a quest to preserve it and to make it easier to create content. And I gotta be able to go outside, and I gotta be out in the field and film. I'm gonna guess what this is. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge opening things because I just cut my nails back. What's in the box? Okay. Alright. Okay, here's a clue. Look what I got. I thought I'd heard some talk about how there weren't rechargers for this, but I got chargers in this house. I'm not worried about this. Maybe the charger from that old thing will work. I have a cell phone in my hand, and it said 8 gigabyte plus 256 gigabytes. This is what the camera looks like. That was the thing, is I looked at a couple of the things, and this was, first of all, do you want to know how much I paid for this? Sit down. Are you sitting down? $58. That's with the tax, okay. It turned out to, it was probably like $54. But it did have, at least one of the cameras is a 50 megapixel camera. Now I see here you've got the little stickers you're supposed to take off to protect the lenses. So let's not forget. Matter of fact, I'm going to take them off now, because can you imagine you're starting to take pictures and you forget these things are on. You see, now this is something I don't remember in the original cell phone I got. And there's little stickers on this one too. And this one too. I don't know what the brand name is. I have no idea. It says made in China. So somebody paid a tariff to somebody. Oh, there is a thing here. Oh, I guess this was just for protection. Okay. This thing, I know, this pin, I believe, is to open up a tray for putting a SIM card. But that's if you're getting a data plan. I'm not getting a data plan. At least right now in my life. That's not something I need, especially if I can get Wi-Fi. When I bought this thing, I saw that it said you get Wi-Fi. So this is not going to cost me anything. If it has an expandable tray so that I can put a chip in. I have a 1 terabyte chip, but this says 256 gigabytes. So that tells me, even if that is all this has, my original cell phone had 512 gigabytes, which is twice that. So if you're spending $58 and you're getting half the capacity of my original cell phone, I'm saying this is, if you're doing a pound by pound ounces, comparison, this was a better deal. Can I get all the fancy AIs and stuff? I have no idea. I'm just looking at this. This has a nice solid feel in my hand. It feels about, the right size. I could see the camera hole here. I could see these. And there is a tiny little booklet. Oh, there is a cord cable here. Okay, I beg your pardon. I guess when I was thinking of charger, I didn't see a brick thing. I see that it comes with earphones. Maybe, oh, you know what? These are the combination earphones and it's a microphone and earphones, which, by the way, is what this is. The thing that's problematic about this is when I do the turnaround and stuff, you see how dangerous it is to have a cord. I really need to go the Bluetooth route. And the great thing about filming with a laptop, which is what I am doing right now, of course, is this does have a Bluetooth thing. I could get a Bluetooth microphone. You see, I just don't know if I want to invest further in it if it's falling apart. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have to. You see, this is what this says. It doesn't give a brand name. The letters are very, very, very tiny. Oh my goodness. I'm going to not make this go too long figuring this out. I will do this because it'll probably take, I don't know how long, a day or two to figure out how to work that. But anyway, I now have, if I can figure out how to use it with Wi-Fi and everything, a means to continue this channel. So that's how my day came through. That's how my week came through. Okay. Alright, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I hope you guys have a really great week too. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.